A poor old woman asks a man on the road for help. The man asks her, "What can I do for you?" At the same moment, his wife looks at the old woman and says, "Have you seen your condition?" The man turns to his wife and says, "Is this how you speak to elders?" Then he tells the old woman, "I apologize on her behalf. She didn't speak to you properly." His wife interrupts again and says, "Why are you even talking to her? Just look at her condition and she smells so bad. Let's go from here." The man refuses to leave and addresses the old woman again, apologizing to her as he starts to leave. The old woman calls out from behind and says, "I am your mother." The man is shocked and asks, "What are you saying?" His wife begins shouting, "What is she saying? Why are you even listening to her? Let's go. I don't want to stay here." But the man stops her and says, "Wait a moment, let me talk to her." He turns to the old woman and asks, "What are you saying? Do you have any proof that I am your son?" The old woman replies, "I am telling the truth." The man insists, "No. If you have any proof, show me, otherwise you could just call anyone your son." The old woman puts her hand on his heart and says, "Ask your heart. It will tell you the truth." The man steps back in fear. The old woman says again, "Whatever I am saying is the truth." This angers the man, and he scolds her. "Don't you ever say such a thing again." He takes his wife's hand and begins to leave. At that moment, the old woman starts singing a lullaby. The man stops in shock, listening. He turns back and tells her to stop, angrily saying, "Don't you ever sing this again?" The old woman begins to cry and says, "You were separated from me when you were a child." Suddenly, the man remembers something from his childhood. His eyes fill with tears, and he runs to embrace her, saying, "Mother, where have you been all these years, and what has happened to you?" His wife interrupts angrily, "Why are you accepting her as your mother? If anyone says it will, you just believe them?" The man replies firmly, "She is my mother. Speak to her respectfully." The old woman then tells her son the truth. "One day I was alone at home. A thief broke in. He threatened me to stay quiet, and then he kidnapped you. That's how you were taken away from me." She cries as she continues, "I missed you every single day." The man also cries and says, "I missed you too, mother." His wife grows furious and says, "Let's go from here." I don't want to hear anything more from her, but the man refuses. "She is my mother. I will take her with me." His wife yells, "If you take her, then I will not stay with you." The man replies calmly, "Fine, if you don't want to stay with me, that's your choice. My mother will stay with me." He walks back to stand beside his mother and says to his wife, "Look, this is my mother. I will live with her. If you want to live with us, come along. Otherwise, I and my mother will live together." The wife says angrily, "No, I won't live with her," and leaves the man, hugs his mother tightly and says, "Mother, you are with me now. That's all that matters." Moral of the story, always respect and care for your parents. Be their support in old age. If you honor them, your life will also be blessed.